Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Spotlight. And this movie came out in 2015 and is directed by Tom McCarthy, starring Michael Keaton, Mark Ruffalo, Rachel McAdams, and I thought this movie was decent. And for those who don't know, it won Best Picture at the Oscars in 2016 for 2015 movies. Would it have been my pick for Best Picture? No, but that's another conversation for another time. I thought this movie was decent. It made its point pretty clear, and I liked what it was trying to say. It's an interesting story. The acting was good. I didn't feel as though anyone did a bad job in it. The characters felt authentic. No one felt like a cartoon character or out of place that just really dragged down the movie or ruined my experience. Like, that never happened. There's some really solid scenes in this movie that are memorable, and I will think of those scenes when I think of this movie. Like, there are definitely parts of this movie that I really enjoyed. And I was never able to predict where this movie was going specifically, if that makes sense. Like, it was kind of somewhat predictable in terms of, like, the greater context of, like, what a narrative structure is. And sure, you can figure out where things are going to eventually occur, but for the most part, I wasn't really disappointed where the story went. I was always feeling as though new information was being presented. I never once felt as though the movie was like wasting my time. And it really did use up that 2 hour runtime pretty well. I didn't think that this movie was overstaying its welcome at any point. And there wasn't really anything awful about the movie or incompetent about it, technically speaking. Like, I thought it was all done well. But the problem with this movie is that it just isn't something that I can ever see myself revisiting. Not because it's overly disturbing or, like, the subject matter that it's discussing. Like, that has nothing to do with it. It's just that, is there anything that I feel as though I'll get out of this movie upon multiple viewings? No. Do I think that this movie is worth multiple viewings that I would like to check out for a second time and be excited to, I want to revisit this scene? Like, is that ever going to happen in my life? Doubtful. Like, everything that I'm going to get out of this movie is just upon the first viewing, and I thought it was decent, but it kind of just felt like a worse version of Dark Waters, which I know came out after this, but I was thinking about that movie and how much more engaged I was with it and how much more was brought to the table in that film than this was. The music was my biggest issue with this movie. It sucked, it was bland and forgettable and did not need to be there. And if the movie had no music, that would be great. There was nothing visually interesting in this movie. All the shots looked the same. I didn't feel as though there was like any personality injected into this film. It was a very boring movie to look at, in my opinion. Nothing stood out to me as particularly memorable or like really struck me visually. It was just, yep, that's there and that's it. This is also one of those movies where nothing really happens throughout the runtime. It's mostly just uncovering this mystery and figuring out what's really going on, and that's interesting enough for what they're trying to do. And it's a very simple movie. It's not trying to be anything super complicated and have like some action scenes injected in there. Like, that never happens in this movie. It's all very restrained. It's very simple. But I just wish that it thrived on something like as simple as dialogue, like a movie written by Aaron Sorkin, because Steve Jobs came out the same year, and I was thinking, like, yeah, if it had writing like that, then there would be a lot more to chew on with this movie. Like, the movie may not look great, and the music is kind of dragging it down, but if the dialogue was very well written, like Aaron Sorkin level writing, then the movie would be a lot better. And this movie did kind of feel like an Oscar bait movie in some ways, and it's kind of hard to describe, but it just felt like a drama that was really trying to appeal to the Oscars, and it did. It won Best Picture, obviously, and here we are. I just wish that the movie was better and more engaging. and just had more to chew on because what we got is just kind of forgettable and I'm never really going to check it out again. But it's worth one watch, but I don't think it's anything special. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Spotlight a 6 out of 10. I would recommend that you check it out. It's just there are plenty of other movies that I can see myself revisiting a lot sooner, and I don't think I'll ever come back to this movie ever. But despite giving it a positive rating, there are some movies that I do like that I can happily never watch again. So this is just one of those. But there's plenty of movies that I do like that I'm always willing to rewatch. So it really just depends on the movie. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Spotlight, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Knox Goes Away. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.